Nam yo ho ning ge cho 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 nam yo ho ning ge.
Hi, I'm Margaret Blaine. This is the website where we look at Buddhist practice and philosophy and how it makes things work in everyday life. So today, we're going to be talking about, do you know how to transition into your life's work? How life's work is so important for each of us. And we all have these little nudges inside of ourselves that tell us whether we're there or whether we're not. So are you working, but it's not work that brings you any satisfaction? Are you having some of those internal nudges telling you you're missing out on what you most deeply want to do? Are you not taking action because you just don't know how to make the transition? If any of these are the case, take heart. This vlog is going to address this problem and show you how to take the steps to create the life and the work you want. Let's say you're doing office work, managerial work, but you really want to be a massage therapist. You can't just stop working. How can you take action to begin to make that transition? Often, you feel reluctant to begin. You just don't see how it's going to happen. And this stops many people from setting a goal they want, simply not seeing the steps to getting there. The beauty is you don't have to see how it's going to happen. No one, emphasize, no one knows how their goal is going to materialize when they begin to chant about it. It's your job to set the end goal. It's the job of the universe to work out how to get there. Sometimes you feel reluctant because life is comfortable and familiar where you are, and you know what to expect. Making the transition seems like heading out over uncharted seas. Better the devil you know than the one you don't. Perhaps you've tried making the transition before, but there were obstacles which blocked you. If this is the case, take heart. You have the practice now, and you will never have to be deadlocked. So let's look at the steps to move forward with the transition, using our practice. First, sit down and chant about your end goal. See yourself living your goal in the present, and pick an image that would tell you you have it now. Let yourself feel how much you want it. For example, if you wanted to be a massage therapist, imagine working on your first client. As Daisaku Ikeda says in Faith into Action, quote, prayers based on the mystic law are not abstract. They're a concrete reality in our lives. To offer prayers is to conduct a dialogue, an exchange with the universe. This is from Faith into Action. Now, since you've started a dialogue, you're going to receive a response. So our second step is to pay any attention to ideas that come to you about next steps during your chanting time or during the day. So how does the universe respond? Well, an idea might come to you through a subtle internal nudge to go one direction or another. A little nudge is very easy to ignore, so pay attention. Or an idea might come through a synchronicity, a remarkable coincidence which gives you the information you need. Maybe someone you know gives you a suggestion for your next step. Or, as has happened, a book falls off the shelf at your feet and tells you exactly what you need to hear. These synchronicities are like magic. Or Maybe you have an inspiration of something you should do. The third step is action, and it's a key piece. The universe works through us when we take action. If we're just dreaming and wishing but not taking any steps forward, nothing will happen. As Daisaku Ikeda says, our prayers cannot be answered if we fail to make efforts appropriate for our situation. Also from Faith into Action. Maybe you've heard the story of the rice farmer who prays for an abundant harvest, all kinds of daimoku, but he never plants his fields. The practice isn't magic. You have to take action and plant your rice. So what would stop us from taking action? Well, you know, most of us are trained by our community and the beliefs of everyone around us. Often these beliefs tell us to be realistic and show us our limitations. People talk us out of our dreams. And these beliefs often show us why something can't be done. And it's very easy to believe what we see on the surface of life, our existing circumstances, forgetting that our environment is created from the inside out. You have the control. The surface picture that you have now is what you created from the past causes, but it's not fixed. It's mutable. You can create different causes for a different future today. You're the creator, and through your Buddha nature, you're one with the creative power of the universe. It's important never to forget that. Often we don't take action because of fears. It seems frightening to step out based on faith when you're used to living based on your fears. And that's all of us, from one time to another. What we have to come to understand is that each obstacle and challenge is there to strengthen us, to develop our faith and our confidence. They're also our stepping stones to Buddhahood. So don't avoid them. If you opt out, the same challenge is going to return over and over until you address it. So once you decide to move forward, even though you're scared, be willing to chant for courage. When you feel the courage, then quickly take the action while you still feel courageous. When you step forward with faith, the path unfolds under your feet. So when you have an idea, take the first step, even though you can't see how it's going to work out from there. This is where faith really gears in. Move forward, even though you don't see the way beyond a short distance ahead. The universe works this way. It allows you to see to the next corner, but not beyond. And it's as though the path just unfolds under your feet as you move forward, taking one step after another. Doubt can be a killer. Faith is important to the process. The way I see it, when you set a goal and chant about it, you're building a vision of what you want in the invisible world. It's kind of like an architectural drawing. It's the way I envision it anyway. If you hold to it, keeping your attention on what you want, the energies become stronger and stronger, and at some point will materialize in the material world. But if you start to doubt what's happening, then you diminish the strength of what you're building. As Daisaku Ikeda says, quote, "When your determination changes, everything will begin to move in the direction you desire. The moment you resolve to be victorious, every nerve and fiber in your being will immediately orient itself to your success. On the other hand, if you think, this is never going to work out, then at that instant, every cell in your being will be deflated and give up the fight. Then everything will move in the direction of failure." I know how difficult this can be. Doubt is seductive and it seems so real. But the truth is, the doubt is the illusion. It can kill your dream and you don't want to dwell on it, so don't indulge it. Just let the doubt pass through you and then turn your attention back to what you want, your end goal. So I want to give you a personal experience. I was a practicing counselor when I began this practice and had had a feeling for a lot of years that spirituality should be involved in what I was doing with people because I wanted them to be happy. But the problem with that was I was split because my social work licensure said that only certain kinds of therapeutic processes could be used. And I couldn't see how I could ever put my mental health training and spirituality together. It just didn't even seem possible. So I started to chant, and 2 or 3 years later, I had the idea that I should take some writing classes and join a critique group. I really enjoyed the writing and learning the ins and outs of becoming a fiction writer. Concurrently, of course, I was also in the process of proving the practice to myself. In 2006, which was 12 years later, I retired from my social work practice. I'd seen many people become happy through our Nichiren Buddhism and had become happy myself and had also developed writing skills. Then one day it just came to me that I needed to write about the practice to help introduce new people. I used a scenario which I had often seen in my counseling practice to illustrate how the practice works. Soon after writing my books, I started the website to discuss issues that prevent practitioners from getting benefit from the practice. One day, I recognized to my astonishment, this was looking back over 20 years, that I had realized my dream to combine spirituality and my counseling skills. I had found my unique mission in life. Now, I never set this as a goal. If I had set this as a goal, I think it would have happened far faster. But it can happen for you too. If you set this transition as your goal, you'll just move ahead far more quickly. In summary then, today we discussed how to transition into your life's work. We talked about the steps needed to move forward by chanting about your goal, letting yourself feel how much you want it, and seeing yourself actually doing it in the present. And then second, paying attention to any ideas that come to you since you've started a dialogue with the universe. Those ideas might come through nudges to do this or that, through synchronicity, those remarkable coincidences that just seem so amazing, that give you what you need. And finally, through inspiration, just having an inspired idea. And once you have the idea, the third step, of course, is taking action. It's a key piece. And we discussed what stops us from taking action, which might include limiting beliefs, forgetting our reality is created from the inside out, and believing what we see on the surface of life, and fears. And finally, we discussed that doubt can be the killer of dreams. When you step forward with faith, the path will unfold under your feet. If you like this vlog, give it a thumbs up and share it. I appreciate all of you who've been doing that. Here are some other blogs on related topics that you might like. Know why it's important to forge a mind of faith? 8 warning signs you're manifesting what you don't want. What's stopping you from moving forward? Now I really want to hear from you. I'm interested in ideas for topics, questions you might have, comments, what you like, what you don't like, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks.